welcome. The floor is yours.
I'll give you a very brief. Soundbite of where a stormwater management plan comes from. I hope it'll be different from a soundbite I've given to you previously. When the council was in the process of applying for a renewal of its stormwater discharge consent in 2018, a little bit before that actually, we had extensive consultation with Environment Canterbury and Te Runanga o Ngā Tuahuriri, and it was understood that it'd be necessary to make significant gains in or reductions in the amount of contaminants that went into our rivers. So by agreement, the council went to the hearing with a program of constructing stormwater treatment basins and wetlands that would both cope with anticipated growth and would redress the existing situation to some extent. It's sufficient to make improvements, and those gains were locked into consent conditions as standards. So the consent conditions required the development of stormwater management plans to say how gains would be effected, and they applied a number of conditions as to what stormwater management plans would look like. The program of basin construction went into the long-term plan, into the capital program, in a series of SMP construction programs. So what is in the stormwater management plan we're presenting to you this morning for adoption is almost completely determined by consent conditions and the long-term plan. Consent conditions say what it looks like, and the long-term plan says what comes out. It's unfortunate. Well, it's a fact of that not everything that some submitters would like to see the council do are possible, because they're not provided for in a stormwater management plan. However, some of those things are provided for in other programs the council is doing. For example, a Healthy Water Bodies initiative. So perhaps that will help to describe why some submitters are submitting as they are, and have perhaps put to you some of the points they have done.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Mayor, I asked Paul to give that brief explanation because we saw quite a list, for example, from Styx this morning, and that's not to say what they're asking shouldn't be done through other programs. It's just not part of the stormwater management plan process. So it was just so you sort of
brilliant. Thank you. I've got a couple of questions to start off with. Does the work start on this in 2007, or am I misreading something?
On the plan or on something else?
Well, sorry. Roughly, how long has this been sort of in train? Because in this bit, there's 200 pages. That's a phenomenal lot of work.
I mentioned. I think we started thinking about the consent renewal in 2016, but we've been working on the stormwater management plan for about 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no, that's cool. And we had a wee chit chat from the airport this morning.
Yes.
Are they happy with what everyone's playing the game? You're happy? They're happy?
I believe the airport said that they would like some extra things in the stormwater management plan. Our relationship with the airport and what we provide on their behalf is one of the conditions. We have more than complied with that. The airport, I think they misunderstand what this plan is. They would like us to add an additional objective in the plan to deal with bird strike management, and staff didn't agree with that because, first of all, the plan is a compliance plan. It's not a policy plan, and that would be the only objective in the plan. So, and it wouldn't be central to the purpose of the plan. So, for that reason, we declined to add the objective they requested. However, we have a chapter and an appendix with bird strike management advice and actually, I think advice is the best word. Yes. Which people can be referred to and follow.
Oh no, that's really good. That's really good. Now, Councillor Kewen.
Yeah, so just on the bird strike one, on the geese, what are we doing and what are we going to do? Because if you go down the Styx, especially up in the reserve part, the geese are making a mess of the situation. So
Can't comment exactly what we're doing, but I know that our rangers work closely with the airport and other agencies in terms of bird numbers. I'm not sure whether
because in this whole zone,
GM sitting over there might be able to make
I don't
comments
see
on it.
gulls or pigeons being a problem, but the geese are, and they flock and they fly in flocks, and I've seen them fly through the flight path.
These birds do fly in flocks, you're quite correct. Look, there is a really active program between ECAN,
Not all. The kiwi, I've never seen that fly in a flocks.
doesn't fly the kiwi as far as I know, a really active program with ECAN, the airport, our rangers, and there's obviously huge awareness of the increase in numbers, particularly of Canada geese. It's quite a complex issue. There are management processes going on right across the city. So it's an active situation that everyone is trying to manage.
So are we actively doing a cull?
There is an annual cull, yes.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, but it's sort of outside of the stormwater management plan.
No, you
process.
did right. You did right. Okay, Councillor Peters, please.
Kia ora. Thank you for the rather hefty work that this is and all the work you've done. Just wanted to check on behalf of Councillor Harrison Hunt that the Styx Living Laboratory Trust feedback has been fully taken into consideration, and if has it been built into the plan?
And it's been taken into consideration. However, the Styx Living Laboratory Trust in general have asked that the SNP include things which would be done through other programs, and that's assuming that the work is funded. They made one request regarding the SNP, which is that wetlands be treated in a certain way to enhance their acceptability to wildlife, and we generally try to keep wildlife out of treatment wetlands because they accumulate contaminants and they're just not a good environment for wildlife. So in Styx Living Laboratory Trust they've made a nice submission, and we fully agree with them, but the SNP itself can't really accommodate what they've asked.
But there are other programs of work and funding, and they're very successful in securing funding from Ministry for the Environment on a lot of their work as well. So it goes hand in hand, but it's still not part of this process.
Thank you.
Okay, and hang on a minute, Councillor Johansson, I'll have just asked a question. Brent, when this goes ahead, right at this particular point in time, we wouldn't be able to build any of these things because ECAN has still got their problem with water take, and I understand it's pretty damp out there anyhow.
We have been successful in building and consenting some treatment basins. I believe there was one in the Cavendish area. It's a little more difficult at the moment. I don't know. Can you make any comment on it, Paul?
No, I can't.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm not trying to throw you under the
it'll
bus.
be a case by case basis around design and size and that sort of thing. Yeah, I spoke to our colleagues at ECAN the other day, and they're following the Supreme Court decision. They're putting their heads to working out the way forward for it.
No, I just got it out there. Okay, Councillor Johansson, and then we'll wrap it up.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I just was wondering if there was anything in the submissions that is not currently funded in the LTP that we felt would be a good idea to look to include in the LTP.
Yeah, well, there is already program line items in there for delivering on the stormwater management plans, and like with many other areas, some of it is the need is driven by growth in the areas as well. So at this point, I would say no until we get this through the next phase, which is off to ECAN, and discuss what their feedback is on it as well.
So if submitters want us to do more, noting that the recommendation is to go for the lesser of the two options, then they could submit through the LTP, and we could choose to do more through that process.
Oh, yeah, anyone
I
can
hate,
submit.
hate to contradict my my head of department, but I believe that my team leader who would like to say, can we get back to you on that, please? Because we are thinking about those things.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okey doke.
Anyone can submit though, councillor.
Councillor Cotter's very happy to move, and Councillor Kearn is second it. Councillor Kearn's happy to second it, so there's been no, yep, we're all good. So I'll put the motion, all those in favour? Against? Thank you, carried. Brilliant, thank you very much. Item 7, I'm happy to move it and Councillor Barber's happy to second it. There will be no discussion, there will be no debate. Questions? I'll put the motion, all those in favour? Against? Thank you. Who said that? Carried. It's not the rec ground in Littleton. Okay, so you want to say no? Okay, Councillor Fields. Thank you. So we'll go to item 8, Suburban Regeneration Biennial Report.